Well, starting out as a beautiful morning for a bike ride. I'm heading out of downtown St. Petersburg. Gonna jump on the Pinellas Trail and then head north up to Brooksville and spend the night there. Instead of going all the way home, there's 136 miles to get here. So I'm gonna break the return trip down into 2 days. Go to Brooksville, and then after Brooksville, head back to the villages. So right here I can jump on the Pinellas Trail. Tropicana Field is just straight ahead, past that structure, the U-Haul business. And I'll be on rail trails or bike trails the entire trip today, so that'll be good. Yeah, we're going by Tropicana Field now. You can see the whole roof was blown off during one of the last hurricanes. So you just see the structure that used to hold up the roof. Go ahead and pull over and stop here for a second and then turn my camera towards it. So yeah, the whole roof is gone off that thing. Yeah, I don't think I could have asked for a better day to start a bike ride on. It's probably a little over 50 degrees, sunny, light winds. Winds are supposed to be out of the south today, so I'll have the tailwind helping me on this ride. I think today I'm going to go at a little slower pace and just enjoy the views. I've got a little over 80 miles to go to where I'm staying in Brooksville. Yeah, just gonna take it easy today, maybe film some segments and throw it together as a video. Yep, hitting our first bridge. On the southern edge of the Pinellas Trail, there's a lot of these bridges. I think there's over 10 of them. So, because of all the busy roads down here, they use these as overpass lanes. So you don't have to cross the heavy traffic streets below. once you get on the northern end of the Pinellas Trail, so when you get north of Dunedin, there's only one of these bridges. But if you've never ridden this trail before, you're gonna do it for the first time. Just once you get on the southern end, just be prepared that you're gonna have a lot of bridges you're gonna have to go up and over. Yeah, I'm about 7.5 miles from Tropicana Field, St Petersburg, and there's a mall here on the right. So I guess if you're ever traveling this trail and want to take a break and go inside and walk around the mall, it's right here off the trail. Right now they're closed because it's early in the morning, but I have ridden by here later in the day, and there's a lot of cars in this parking lot, so this mall must get some good activity. I know I've seen cars outside JCPenney and outside Dilliard, so I know that both those anchor stores are open. Not sure what the name of the mall is, but just someplace you want to take a break and go walk around the mall. I guess you have that as an option while you're on this trail. You can get right here off the trail into the parking lot for Sam's Club or the mall, and then or you could go back where I crossed that road and go in that way. Yes, I'm about just over 9 miles from Tropicana Field, and right after we cross over this bridge, there's a Target, so, and a dollar store. So if you need to stop, there's another location that you can stop at. There's also a couple restaurants in that parking lot. There's a Steak and Shake and a Cody's. Once again, I'm just a little over 9 miles north of Tropicana Field. You could get off the bridge here to the left and get on the sidewalk and take that around to get over to that area. Now we're coming up on another, this is a big lake crossing, I believe. I'm gonna stop the film and just start it again so I don't have the big segments. So this is a nice big lake that you cross over. You're not gonna see it, I don't think, with my GoPro because of the fencing on both sides, but if it's beautiful scenery crossing this portion right here. You can stop, take some pictures. And then right on the other side of this is a KOA campground. So if you were bike packing and not staying at hotels and wanted to stay at a campground, you got that KOA right there. It probably costs a little more than staying in a state park or county park or something, but it's another option that you can take advantage of. And right now I'm just about 10 miles north of Tropicana Field. So I'll just let the video roll until I cross over the bridge, then I'll stop it and start recording again later. Okay, so I'm almost 10.5 miles north of Tropicana Field, probably 10.25 miles north. And right here on the right is this KOA campground I was talking about. They got cabins here, tents. I think they got tent sites, RV sites, and it's right here on the trail. So if you stayed here, even if you had an RV and brought your RV here, stayed for a few days, you could ride all these rail trails and just come back to the KOA campground at night. Okay, so I'm about 12.5 miles north of Tropicana Field. You see the Seminole sign right off to the right. That's a place where you can stop, and there's restrooms and drinking fountains there. So at park, you need to use the restroom or want to refill with water, that's an option for you. And yeah, that's probably about 12.5 miles north of Tropicana Field. Coming up on another one of these bridges. Like I said earlier, I think there's 10 or 12 of these bridges on the southern end of the trail. So you're gonna be doing some climbing, but I'd much rather do the climbing over these bridges than have to constantly stop at busy road intersections and wait for traffic lights to change in order to make it from one side to the other. Some of the bridges are shorter, some of them are really long, and some are steeper than others, so you get a variety of them. And they do have these dips in them on the descent where they got little humps that rise up as you're descending the bridge. Another bridge, this one in Largo, so I'm about 18 miles north of Tropicana Field, and on the northeast corner of this bridge there's a McDonald's that you can access. So as you go down the bridge, you'll have to slow down and then turn to your right. But there's a McDonald's there that has outside seating and a bike rack. You know, it's not the most nutritious food, but you know, if you're on a long haul somewhere and you need to get some calories in you, there's one option for you right off the trail. Okay, so I'm in Clearwater, and when you go through Clearwater, the trail is going to change from being more like a paved rail trail to being a section off to the side of the road that's marked off. So you'll go through this, and then eventually it'll transition back to a rail trail like it used to be. Ride night. So now we're going to cut back over on this sidewalk. We turn over, get off that street route, and then it turns right back into your more traditional rail trail type pavement. So right now I'm about 22 miles north of Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Just went through downtown Clearwater. Back on the trail here, and I'm going to stop recording. I'll pick back up when we get to Dunedin. Okay, coming up on Dunedin, about almost 25 miles north of Tropicana Field. This is a really nice town to stay in if you want to just come and do bike riding on the Pinellas Trail. Dunedin has a bunch of shops, restaurants, breweries, boutiques, ice cream stores, candy stores. There's all kinds of stuff to do here. And as you can see, a lot of it's right along the trail. Then they got some side streets off the trail that have restaurants and shops and things. There's a brewery right here on the left. It's not open yet, still too early in the morning, but they got bike racks there. You can stop, park your bike, go in there and have all kinds of different brews they make. Right next to that brewery, they got the Lucky Lobster restaurant. They have really good lobster rolls there. And then right here is the Holiday Inn Express. So if I come here for a trip, I'll typically stay at this Holiday Inn Express. And then right off to the right side of the trail, there's a bike shop. And the bike shop actually has a little bakery inside of it. But yeah, if you're looking to come to travel here to the Pinellas Trail and do some riding here for a couple days, that Holiday Inn Express is a good choice to stay at. So I'm just north of Honeymoon Island and the causeway, and this is the last bridge that you have to cross on the Pinellas Trail. So this is the only bridge that's north of Dunedin. It's a really nice bridge too. fairly long because it gets you over two major roads. Okay, I'm going to pull into this Wall Springs Park. They've got restrooms and drinking fountains here. I'm just going to use the restroom real quick, take a quick break. About 32 miles north of Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. It's a nice park, nice place to stop, take a quick break at when you're going down the trail. Getting ready to head into Tarpon Springs. That's another place. I think it's a little bit smaller than Dunedin, but it does have like restaurants and shops right off the trail that you can go to, so it'd be another place to stop. I'm going to pull over right before I get into town, and there's a Dunkin' Donuts right off the trail, off the corner. I'm going to go up there and get some more Gatorade and refill my bottles and grab a snack, take a short break. I'm at just shy of 35 miles since I started this morning. Not in a real big hurry. Kind of using today as a relax and recovery day. And just trying to keep the heart rate low and the watts low. Just enjoy the ride. Okay, I'm coming up on the intersection of Keystone and East Lake Drive, and I'm going to cross over Keystone first and then head over East Lake and go in that direction. Now the Pinellas Trail continues to go straight, but if you're trying to get to the Suncoast Trail, the Starkey Gap Trail, the Withlacoochee Trail, up here at this intersection, instead of following the Pinellas Trail and keep going straight, you want to turn left up here and cross East Lake and then follow down Keystone on that trail. Those will be the gap connectors that get you to Starkey Park. If you kept going straight on the Pinellas, you'll hit, I think it's a racetrack gas station a couple miles down where you can refill your bottles, get ice and snacks. And then a few miles after that, the trail just dead ends into a subdivision. So just know if you're doing the coast-to-coast trail or you're trying to get to Starkey Park, at this intersection, once you cross over, you want to then cross over East Lake and parallel the path that goes down Keystone to keep going on the trail. I made it through that intersection, crossed both Keystone and East Lake, and now I'm on this trail, the Gap Connector, Starkey Gap Connector trails, paralleling Keystone Road. And I'll just have to follow these trails to Starkey Park, then jump on the Starkey Park trail. That'll take me to the Suncoast Trail, and that'll get me to Brooksville, where I'm staying at tonight. So right now I'm just over 40 miles. I think I got 82 or 83 miles to go today, so I'm almost at my halfway point. So I'll film again later. Hey, I'm coming up on this busy road that I got to cross, and that Circle K right across the street I'm going to stop at. That's usually one of my main stopping points when I traverse these trails. Fill up my water bottles, grab a snack, and then I don't have that much further to get to Starkey Park. So I'll follow that Starkey Road trail to get to the park. But first I had to cross this intersection. So I'm on one of the Starkey Gap Connector trails. This one parallels Starkey Road, just over 50 miles from when I left this morning. So this connector, this is the last one I'm on. This will take me right to Starkey Park. And then once I get to Starkey Park, I can take the Starkey Park Trail, which is a really nice, freshly paved trail, and take that over to the Suncoast Trail. And then I'm just on that all the way to Brooksville and get to the hotel I'm staying at for the night. So got about, I think, 32 or 33 miles to go. Should be a wrap. We're just taking it easy today and enjoying the day. Couldn't have asked for a better ride day. I've got winds coming out of the south, so I'm not having to fight the wind. Because of that, I'm able to keep my watts down and my heart rate down. Basically use this as a recovery ride from yesterday's ride. So I'll stop filming now, and I'll film again once I get inside Starkey Park. Okay, so I'm going to turn right here on Wilderness Park Boulevard. There was a sign right back before I turned my camera on. It said Starkey Park and pointed this way. So you just cross this Starkey Park, the Wilderness Park Road, and jump on the sidewalk trail here. And this will take you right to where the trail goes through the park. Now we're in the Starkey Wilderness Park. And once you actually get past the parking area and inside the actual park area, that's when you get to the where they've repaved the trail, and it's like really nice. This is nice here too, but it's, you can tell the difference. So the trail crosses over the park entrance road right here. It'll weave through here and go through some trees, and just stay on this and you'll be good. I'm gonna go ahead and stop filming, and I'll film a little bit inside the park later. So I'm in Starkey Park, and if you're the type of person that likes being out in the woods or being out with nature or being out in the wilderness, then this will probably be your favorite part of the ride if you do these long trail rides, because you are out there in nature. Now the trail from the park entrance to where it hits the Suncoast Trail is just a little over 6 miles. So it's not really long, but it's just really nice being out here in this nature. Got this freshly paved trail, which is really nice to ride on. Now, they do have a lot of off-road bike trails, so if you got a mountain bike, or I haven't checked the trails out, maybe a gravel bike with knobby tires, you know, you could venture off on those trails as well. By looking off to the sides of the trails, you see a lot of typical Florida sugar sand. So you're gonna need some tires that'll get you through that if you go off-road, but there's plenty of signs off the main trail with bicycles on them showing dedicated bicycle paths in this park as well. So if you're into mountain biking or going off-road, probably have other opportunities going through this park as well. Yeah, I'm just over 55 miles into the ride, so I'm going to go ahead and just stop recording and record a little bit of the Suncoast Trail, but not much. And then when I get to the end, because I'm not sure how much battery life I have left in my camera. Okay, so just left the Starkey Park Trail, and now I'm on the Suncoast Trail heading north to Brooksville. I think I got just a little over 20 miles to go, and then I'll be done for the day. I think my battery's starting to get low in my camera, so I'm not really going to record much of the Suncoast Trail, and I'll just record right before I get to the hotel again. It's nice. The winds are coming out of the south and I'm heading north, so this should make for a good last 20 plus miles of a really enjoyable bike ride today. Couldn't have asked for a better day. Past the Remembrance Tree on the Suncoast Trail. I'm at 76 miles. So I think I've got probably about another 7 miles to go and then I'll be done. Still heading north on the Suncoast Trail. Another thing too is right here at this trailhead, Anderson Snow, they have restrooms there. So if you're looking for restrooms along here, just know once you get close to that Remembrance Tree that is right near there. Yeah, still a beautiful day out.